If you want to start prospecting on LinkedIn but you don't know where to start or which tool to use, then keep watching, because in this video I will show you a very simple method to find your ideal leads on LinkedIn and scrape their emails automatically. So we're going to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find leads in this video. I prefer using it to the regular LinkedIn search because you have way more filter and way more opportunities and options to refine your search and target your ideal customer profile. So you can either search by leads or by account. I find that it's better to start your search by account, so by searching for companies first if you want to target a specific industry. So let's say you provide web design and SEO services to companies in the finance industry and you're based in London. So you can start by adding your industry. So financial services, and we are going to pick companies whose headquarters are located in London. Okay, so by applying these filters, we're getting more than 66,000 results, but we can go even further in refining. So let's say we want to work only with smaller companies, so we can also adjust the company headcount. And you can also target by whether they're hiring or not, or if there are specific changing in leadership, and so on and so forth. You can also, what is very interesting, you can also filter by technology used. So let's say you want to work with companies who use WordPress and or Elementor, you can do that. And if you have too much result, you can even drill down and, for example, filter by revenue or even by department headcount. So not by the department headcount. So for example, let's say if you want to make sure that they have IT department of more than one person, you can also add this to your filter. So all of those filters will be very useful to really refine and make sure that you're really targeting a very precise customer profile. So now that you have your results, you need to save them into a list. To do this, just click on Save to List. I'm going to create a new list just for this video. So the thing that's kind of like annoying about LinkedIn Sales Navigator is that you have to add them so page by page. So as you can see, you only get 25 results on one page, and then you have just to go through it manually. I hate doing repetitive tasks, so I use a browser automation extension to do this. And what it does is that it just like does it manually for me. If you want a tutorial about that, just let me know. But yeah, you can either do it manually or you can use a browser automation to do that. It's up to you. Okay, so now that you have your accounts, you can then move on to finding people in those accounts. So finding actual leads, working at the companies you found. The way to do this is just to go to scroll down to workflow and go to account list and then find the list you just created. And then like you did on the account view, you can also add filters. So here you have more than 29 filters pertaining to the seniority level, the function, the job title, the profile language. I mean, you have so many filters to really drill down and make sure that you're only targeting people you're interested in. So as for example, if you only want to target like people like who are directors or at the senior level, you can. There again, you can also target by geography and location, because even though we added like the headquarters location filter when we search for the account, there can be employees working at other places, so we can add back the geography filter. And you could also want to target specific job title. As you can see here, we have a variety of people of job title. We have team lead, we have advisor, marketing manager. Maybe you only want to target CEO or founders, and this is possible by using Boolean search operators such as and or not. So in our case, we want CEOs or founders, so or but you could also use not if you want to exclude a specific job title, or and if you want, for example, people who are CEOs and founders, you can also use and. So this really allows you to drill down and really get the results you're looking for and be very precise. So now, after all those filters, there's only 87 results left. So it's normal that there is so few results. Regarding that, the list I used, I only added 200 accounts as it was a test for a YouTube video. So of course, we're not getting a lot of results, but so the more filters you add, well, the less lead you'll get, but the more precise the target will be, and the less filter you use, well, you will have more leads, but it will be less precise. So it's up to you to decide what type of outreach and you want to do, and if you want to go very wide or really refine your approach. So now that we have our set results, we can now move on to scraping them using a tool called Phantombuster. So you have 2 weeks trial when you use this tool, and it's very simple. Just create your account and then you will be able to start using it. So in our case, the Phantom, the flow we are going to need is the Sales Navigator search export. So all you have to do is just find your Phantom, the flow you're interested in, and then click on use this Phantom. So the first step is to connect to Sales Navigator using your session cookie. You can obtain this cookie by using the Phantombuster Chrome extension. It's free, so just download it here on the Chrome Web Store, and then you will be able to use it to just connect with Phantombuster. Then what you need to do is copy paste the URL of the search, and then you will be able to set up the flow. So I like to do, since there's a limit that the Phantombuster recommends is 2,500 results per day, I like to do 500 results per launch, and then do 5 launches spaced throughout the day, and then this allows me to have my 2,500 results when I have that much. And this is to stay on the safe side of LinkedIn and not risk getting your account banned or any stuff like this. One thing that you can also set up, if you go to advanced settings, you can, for example, export companies instead of leads. You can also use the watcher mode, which is pretty interesting because this will allow you to process new results. So you should take a look at those settings depending on what you're looking for. And then the last step is to set up when your workflow will launch. So you have several options. You can use a manual, so you will trigger it manually. You can use to schedule it at certain times. So you can either use Phantombuster like default frequencies, for example, once per day, or you can set up your own schedule where you have a complete control of the days of the week. For example, if you only want to run the workflow during the week, you can also choose the month, the days, the hours. So this is very flexible, and this really allows you to set when exactly your workflow will run. Then you're done. So technically the workflow should run only at the hours and the times I've set up previously, but since for the sake of the example of the video, I'm going to run it now that we have the results and that we can use the result in the next workflows. Okay, so now that this workflow is done running, we're going to need another one that is called Sales Navigator Profit Scraper. And so what this is going to do is it's going to scrape data on those profiles. So first we exported the results, and now we're going to scrape. So just like we've done previously, we're adding the session cookie, and then here you have to make sure that you're using the sales export workflow that we've created previously, so that it scrapes the same profiles. And I am going to scrape 30 profiles per launch, because since there's 5 launches and the limit is 150, then this is going to allow us to get to this limit of 150 profiles per day. Here you also have some advanced settings that can be interesting. For example, if you want to extract more information, such as the job, the schools, the skills, and the profile picture, you can set it up here. All of this is optional and up to you. And then one very interesting option is the email discovery. So what you can do is use either Drop Contact, Enter, or Snow.io to try to guess the emails of the leads you scraped. So what you have to do is just use the service of your choice and then copy paste your API key, and this will add the emails of the leads, the email found by the service in the result. The last step is choosing when and how often the workflow will run. So in our case, it will run just after the first sales Navigator export workflow. So we're going to choose every time another Phantom finishes and select the relevant workflow. And select this first workflow. And that's it. You can go ahead and save. And let's launch it to see the results we're getting. And this is it, the workflow is running and I scraped the profile. So if you want to get the results, what I recommend is importing the file in a spreadsheet. So the way you can do it is just by clicking on the paste icon and then opening a new Google spreadsheet and using the import data function to get the result in the CSV format. And there we go. Here are the results we just scraped with all the information and the email. Perfect. So now what's next? Well, you could do several things. So you can use the LinkedIn Activity Extractor if you want to use it as a personalization tool in your first message. You could also use the lead outreach workflow, which will allow you to not only scrape results, but also send not only scrape leads, but also send those leads a connection request and then send them a message if they accept. So the possibilities are endless. I hope that this video was helpful and will help you find new leads for your business on LinkedIn. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.